Praise BK English Murali, 7 September 2021. Listen, read, and improve your English with meditation. Morning Murli, Om Shanti, Bab Dada Madhuban, Patience. Sweet children, you are godfatherly students. Each of you has to become true Roop and Basant and only allow jewels of knowledge to emerge constantly from your lips. Baba says, sweet children, you are godfatherly students. Each of you has to become true Roop and Basant and only allow jewels of knowledge to emerge constantly from your lips. Question: which life-giving herbs does Baba give you children to make you children conscious again? Answer: Man Mana Bhav, that is, remember the Father. Maintain the intoxication. We are studying this study with God to become deities, that is, to claim a royal status. This awareness is the lift-giving study with God to become deities, that is, to claim a royal status. This awareness is lift-giving herb which makes you conscious again, the stage of which children can never wilt. They always check themselves and continue to question others. Om Shanti. This is a college. It is just like students sitting in a school who understand that they are sitting in front of their teacher. It is in their intellects what examination they are going to pass. There is no aim at the spiritual gatherings where the Vedas and scriptures are related. Those scriptures have been removed from your intellects. You know now, you are changing from human into deities for your future 21 births. When students are sitting at home or wherever they go, their intellects are aware that they will pass such and such an examination. You children sitting in class now, that you are becoming deities. You consider yourselves to be students, do you not? We are spirits and are studying through our bodies. The spirit knows you will shed your bodies and take new bodies in the future. You will then be called deities. Those bodies are vicious and impure, and you will then receive new bodies. You receive understanding at this time. I, a soul, am studying, and the ocean of knowledge is teaching me. Here, you don't have any worries about your household. It is in your intellects that you are changing from human beings and becoming future deities. Deities reside in heaven. By constantly thinking about this, you children will experience happiness and make effort. You will also remain pure in your thoughts, words and deeds, and continue to give everyone the message of happiness. There are many of you Brahma Kumar, and all of you are leading a student life. It is not that when you are engaged, remain pure in your thoughts, words and deeds, and continue to give everyone the message of happiness. There are many of you Brahma Kumars, and all of you are leading a student life. It is not that when you are engaged in your business, etc., you forget this life. For instance, this sweet maker understands that he is a student. Do students have to make sweets? Here, anything of yours is unique. You have to work for the livelihood of your bodies. Together with that, you also have to remember that you are studying with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. It is in your intellect that at this time everyone in the world is a resident of hell. However, no one understands that we people of Bharat are resident of hell and that we people of Bharat were also the residents of heaven. You children don't have this intoxication throughout the whole day. You repeatedly forget it. You are BKs, but you are also teachers. You give the teachings to change human beings into deities, residents of hell into residents of heaven. Nevertheless, you forget this. You know that at this time the whole world is the devilish community. Souls are impure and bodies is also impure. You children now dislike the vices. Lust, anger, etc. are all things to dislike. The things that are disliked the most are the vices. Sannyasis have a little anger because, as is the food they eat, so their minds. They eat food given by householders. Some have a little anger because, as is the food they eat, so their minds. Some don't take food from them, but they do take money. There is the influence of impurity on them. Food from the impure will only make you impure. You are now having a revolution of purity. This will continue to increase. Everyone will want to become pure. This will touch their hearts. You cannot become the masters of heaven without becoming pure. This will gradually enter everyone's intellect. Those who are to become a resident of heaven will become that. They will say that they will become pure and definitely become the master of the pure world. This is the benevolent conference age, when the impure world becomes pure. This is why it is called the most auspicious age. It is the age of benevolence, when the human world benefits. The Father is the benefactor, and so He would also make you children the same. He comes and teaches you yoga and changes you from human beings into deities. You know that this is your head school. No one here has any changes you from human beings into deity. No one here has any mundane business. When you go outside, you become engrossed in your business, etc. And so you don't remember that you are students and are changing from residents of hell into residents of heaven. Only when you have time do you have these thoughts in your intellects. You should try to find time. Your intellect should remember that from Tamo Pradhan you are becoming Sato Pradhan. You have to remember the one Father alone. You also have some free time at work. You should try and use your intellects to remember the Father alone. You also have some free time at work. You should try and use your intellects to remember that you are godly Father students. You are only doing your business, etc. for your livelihood. That is worldly business. This too is your livelihood. This is the true income for the future. A very good intellect is needed for this. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. You have to explain that we souls now have to return home and that Baba has come to take us back. The churning of this knowledge should continue in your intellects throughout the day. Just as a cow chews the grass it has eaten, so you too have to do the same. You children are receiving imperishable treasures. This is food for you souls. You should remember that you are studying with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, in order to become deities and claim a royal status. You should remember this. You repeatedly forget this. Then instead of feeling happy, your stage remains wilted. This is the life-giving herb that you have to keep with yourselves and also give to others in order to revive them. They have written long complicated stories in the scriptures. Baba sits here and tells you the significance of all of them. Manmana Bhav means remember the Father and you will become the master of heaven. Keep asking your heart and checking yourself. Keep questioning one another. When there is conflict, your intellects are all so engrossed in that if someone says something, you don't find it sweet because your intellects are occupied with Maya. There is just that worry. You children should have happiness. Remember the Father, however, if you are caught up in your own confusion, that medicine will not work and you will continue to choke. You should not do that. Students don't leave their studies. You children know that this study of yours is for the future and that only in this their benefit for you. While doing your business, etc. Also keep your intellect churning the knowledge of how the world cycle turns. Remembrance is the life-giving hub. Remind one another. You husbands and wives should continue to remind one another. Shiv Baba is teaching us this through Brahma. You decorate the chariot of Shiv Baba and you should remember him. It is difficult to remember him throughout the day. Only at the end will you have that stage. Maya will continue to fight the powerful ones until they attain their karmatic stage. It is said that you have to caution one another and make progress. Officers ask their servants to remind them of something. You should also remind one another of in remembrance. The destination is very high. The Father says, by remembering me you will become pure. The Father is not telling you anything new. You have heard this knowledge hundreds of thousands of times and you will hear it again. No one in any other spiritual gathering would say that you hear this every cycle, that you are hearing it now, and that you will hear it again. No one else would say that you have been hearing this every cycle. The Father says, you have been performing devotion for half the cycle. You have now received knowledge through which there is salvation. Your sins will be absolved by remembering the Father. This is something that has to be understood. Make effort. If the child of a judge or an important person were to do something wrong, he would defame the same name of his family. Here you belong to the Father, and you must therefore not perform any such actions. Otherwise, the Father would be defamed. Those those who defame the Satguru cannot reach their destination. That is, they cannot claim a high status. When you are a child of God, there should be fear of performing devilish actions. You have to follow Srimad. By following your own dictates, you become deceived and your status is destroyed. You can even ask, I am I following your direction accurately? The first of the Father's direction is remember the Father. Don't perform any sinful actions. Baba, what sins do I commit? If you know, then please tell me. If he knows, he would tell you. These are the mistakes you make, and they are sinful actions. The worst sinful action is that of the vice of lust. There is a lot of fighting because of this. You children must have courage and think about this. There should be a group of Kumaris who say, we don't want to get married. It is now the conference age of the cycle in which we have to become the most elevated being of all. Lakshmi and Narayan are said to be the most elevated being of all. Those who are vicious cannot be called the most elevated beings. You are now becoming the most elevated beings of all. Everyone has a right to become this. You can do so much service in the leap month of charity. Serve with a lot of pomp and show. This conference age is the most elevated age when human beings become residents of heaven from residents of hell. This is a common thing. You children have to explain very well. The most elevated beings exist in the golden age. There are no elevated beings in the iron age. This is the impure world. There everyone is pure. The Father explains all of this to you children for you to explain to others. You should explain whenever you have an opportunity. While you are sitting here, you understand that incorporeal Baba, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is teaching you students Raj Yoga. You are becoming the deities of heaven through this study. The biggest examination of all is to attain this kingdom. No one apart from the Supreme Soul can teach you this. The Father himself is the one who uplifts everyone. He doesn't become the master of heaven himself. Sri Krishna becomes the prince of heaven. Baba's service is altruistic. He says, I don't become a king. I make you into kings of kings. These things are not in any intellect of anyone else. There are many who are wealthy here, but they will become poor there. Whereas those who are poor now will become very wealthy there. To become a master of the world is an unlimited matter. It is remembered in Gita. I make you into the King of Kings. He makes you into the Master of the Heaven. You know that you are becoming the Master of Heaven, and so there should be so much intoxication that it is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul who is teaching you. We are now changing from residents of hell into deities who are residents of heaven. When you remember this, the mercury of your happiness will rise. Student life is the best. You should make effort and become kings and queens. You should not tell people that they will become kings and will then become paupers. You must not tell people that. Ask them, what do you want to become? They will all reply that they will become master of the world. Only God the Father can make you this. He says, constantly remember me alone, and you will become Sato Pradhan from Tamo Pradhan. This is such an easy thing. Anyone can become this no matter how poor he is, because there is no question of money here. This is why Father is called the Lord of the poor. Remember the Father and empty the urn of sins. You will all receive according to the efforts of you make. In the picture of the ladder, you can see how high you climbed. Those who climb high taste the nectar of the kingdom, whereas those who fall are totally crushed. If you fall into vices, you divorce the Father, Baba says you will fall right down. Worthy children will make effort and make their lives like a diamond. You children have to make a lot of effort. Those who do something will receive the reward of that. You are all told to follow me, follow the mother and father, and make others similar to yourselves. The more merciful you become, the more you will benefit yourselves. Don't waste your time, but continue to show these methods to others. Otherwise, you would not be able to claim such a high status. You will have many visions at the end, but you will be unable to do anything at that time. Once you fail the examination, that is it. It should not be that you have to repent at the end. You would not be able to make effort at the end. Therefore, benefit yourselves and others as much as you can. Become sticks to the blind. You have established heaven every cycle, and you will definitely do it now. It is fixed in the drama. Those who do something will receive the reward of it. Baba's beloved children cannot remain hidden. Only let jewels hammers through your lips like fruit and basalt. Don't become cheats. Don't cause a loss for others. When someone tells you wrong things, just consider that person to be a cheat and remain cautious of him. Remain fully engrossed in claiming your unlimited inheritance from the Father. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father. The spiritual father says namaste to spiritual children. We, the spiritual children, says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence of dharana. First, benefit yourself and others. Become a stick for the blind. When someone tells you wrong things, be cautious of that person. Secondly, become pure in your thoughts, words, and actions. I am a student and God is teaching me the study of to become deities. Maintain this happiness. Blessing. May you become an image who grants visions and grant everyone a vision of themselves with your powerful mirror. May you become an image who grant visions and grant everyone a vision of themselves with your powerful mirrors. When you go in front of a mirror, you have a very clear vision of yourself. However, if the mirror is not powerful, then instead of your real image, real form, you would see something else. You may be thin, but you would see yourself as fat. Therefore, you become such a powerful mirror that you give everyone a vision of themselves. That is, as soon as they come in front of you, they forget their bodies and become stable in their soul conscious form. This is real service, and there will be victory through this slogan. Those who put the teachings into a practical form are souls who are embodiment of knowledge and embodiment of love. Those who put the teachings into a practical form are souls who are embodiment of knowledge and embodiment of love. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.